So, you want to read a map? In this speech, I will tell you how to read a map. Step 1. Get a map. Map is very simple. All you have to do is go into a store and buy a map, if they have one. Usually, most convenience stores might have them, especially if you're out on a road trip, you'll probably find many stores with maps available. You can also use Google Maps as a free map application. Now moving on to step 2, how to read keys. Keys are an essential part in reading a map. They are symbols that represent something on a map. So for instance, a key may have a symbol of a mountain, and that mountain may be placed on the map somewhere. So if you looked in the keys section, it would show a mountain symbol with an arrow or maybe an equal sign pointing to a word that describes what that is. So for instance, that would be a mountain, and then therefore you would know what that is. There are also many other different types of symbols it can be, but that is just a very easy explanation. Now for step 3, I'm going to show you what the different graphics on a map are. So the first one is over here, and as you can see, it's a compass, and it allows you to view directions. So the red side is pointing north, while the white side is pointing south. And you can use these little arrows to sort of move around. Another graphic you may see on a map is down at the bottom here. There's this sort of measure thing. There's this graphic that shows a distance, and as you can see, it says 2,000 feet. But if I were to go out further, now it says 5 miles. Usually on a map, that would be represented by a white and black line that is dashed, and usually would be fixed, but because this map allows you to be in a motion, movable environment, it of course changes, and you can even switch it to kilometers if you wish. So those are most of the main map graphics you'll need to know. All the other ones are mainly just for maps that allow you to move around. So now it's time to move on to step 4. Step 4 is probably one of the easiest steps, as if you have a good connection, you can go onto one of these free maps and you can show your location. So you could just press this and it will immediately show you your location. It'll just go to wherever you are, and that is obviously a lot easier than trying to use another positioning system, which is a lot more complex and requires a lot more knowledge on how to use. Not to mention, there are many different types and layers of maps, so obviously maps can be very complicated. Not to mention, there are many more maps than just maps that map out geography. There are some maps that can show you pollution and where there's the most population. So ultimately, maps are a very useful feature. Now the end of my speech. Hopefully you learned how to read maps and find the information useful. Ultimately, maps are one of the most important creations humans have made. Without them, we would probably be lost all the time. Anyways, thank you for listening, and the end.